Welcome to the call, everyone. My name is Mark. So glad you were able to join us. Really excited about the information we're going to share with you over the next few minutes. I'd like to welcome all of you to Origin, LGNS. It's an innovative, decentralized platform, ladies and gentlemen, Web3, that is doing phenomenal. And the project is preparing to go to the next level when the stablecoin A is fully released. So we're going to talk about those things. So several things that we have noticed with the project, and one of those things, of course, is that the compounding rate has been increasing consistently over the last 2 weeks. And this is a major thing because up until that point, it was decreasing as the community was growing, but now that has reversed. I think that is a good sign, an indicator of some great things that are happening and going to happen with this project. One of the things we want people to understand is that the value of the coin is going to fluctuate because it is driven by the markets. One of the reasons that we know this project is real is because those numbers move just like the market moves. But the project has been consistent, growing even with the ups and downs of the market itself, and the project continues to perform as it was designed and created, and we are very excited about that. I can't speak for you, but I have to tell you, in my years of working online, this is the best project that I have seen in terms of consistency, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of transparency, and in terms of potential. In my opinion, this is a legacy project that will continue to impact and change a lot of lives year after year. I am all in. Nothing has changed with myself. As far as I'm concerned, this is absolutely the epitome of projects that are out there right now. And so we're really excited about where we are, guys. And we'll continue to have our calls, continue to get the message out concerning what we're doing. Now, right now is actually a great time to join Origin while the value of the coin is down. It's a great time for people to join this project. And so you will see that we'll have more and more people coming on because the project is consistent and the project has longevity. So with that said, I want to go ahead and bring one of our leaders on, and that is Mark, just to share a few thoughts with us. And Mark, I believe I see you. And Mark, are you able to unmute yourself right now, sir? And welcome to the call.
Well, thank you, Mark, and welcome everyone to the call. And as Mark said, this is really, truly an exciting time to be involved with Origin LGNS. As many of you know, I've been involved since the end of May of last year, 2024. So I've been watching and participating for about 14 months now. And I could tell you that Origin has never once missed a payment. And we're doing that 3 times a day in many different aspects. This is very rare to see that a platform can perform so well and be so intricate at the same time. If you think about it, it's doing DAO payments, it's doing spiderweb payments, it's doing purchases, it's doing rewards pools, it's withdrawals, bonds, all these different things. And think about it, there's thousands of people doing this. So there are like so many transactions going on. And to see that it's never made a mistake at all is to show you that this algorithm that they've built into here is absolutely powerful. And one of the beauties is, too, of a true DAO, sometimes they can do some adaptation to the DAO. Now, to do that, they have to have a vote. Now, as some of you have seen over the last couple of months, we've had many votes. We had 004, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And all of us, the whole community, had an opportunity to cast our vote. They all passed virtually unanimous because they were all very good to get the platform where the next step, the next phase will be, which is awake. And that's where we are now. Now, you've seen, like Mark mentioned, that the APY, it was at 852% per year, which is pretty great on its own. Now it's up to about 1240. Okay, so that has gone up. Now, the reason why, and you could see that, everything is very transparent. Not only did they do these DAO votes and burn a lot of LGNS, that served their function. They weren't needed anymore. So they passed all of these votes and then did everything to burn all those LGNS. That raised the price of the APY, number one. And it just really shows that the system works. There's no question about it. And they also went and did a re-audit. Now, CerTic is doing a re-audit on everything. So all these changes are fully transparent for everyone to see. Now, today, and I'll pass this over to Dave in a minute, but today I just want to touch on this. We sent out something in the Telegram groups, and I sent it out to many of the leaders who hopefully pass that along, and we'll repost it so it'll be right at the bottom later on. And this was exactly the whole structure of what's coming with the stable coin A. This is very powerful. It's never been done before. It's revolutionary. It's all about privacy and sovereignty, and that's what attracted so many of us at the beginning. I know I couldn't wait for this, and I'm very excited, and also the A-Pay to go along with that. So these things are ready to go. That's what all of these DAO votes were about. They had to get everything in order to get this whole new function to come in. And it's going to be exciting. And it's going to attract a lot of eyeballs looking at Origin LGNS, which I have a feeling will really make this whole project take it to the next level for sure, and just bring us to the next level with it. So with that, Dave, I'm going to pass it over to him because he does such a great job, as Mark did, talking about price fluctuation. And that's a powerful thing. That the whole price fluctuation shows that this is a living, breathing entity. And there's nobody better to explain that than David. So David, you want to come on and talk about that?
Absolutely. Great job, Mark. Let me start by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our host, Mark. Thank you for having us, and to our attendees. Mark, myself, and Sarah, we don't present as much as we used to. And so when we're invited, we're excited, we're humbled for these invitations. Now, forgive me if I'm a little repetitious on some of the numbers that I'm about to speak of today. Mark did a great job, the host, of bringing us in, and then Mark did a great job of following up on what he said. But documentation beats conversation. And when we look at the pulse of Origin LGNS, where they're at today, we're in a good condition. 2,154 million total value deposit. And every one of those LGNS is backed by DAI. That's powerful. Remember that. Every one of those LGNS in this platform has a backing to it. The next reward yield is currently at 0.2382. It wasn't 2 weeks ago that we were concerned about it dropping below 0.2. But the tides receded and we're back above, and we're getting close to a 0.24. The 5-day rate, 3.63. That's over 20%, folks, a month. 20% a month return. And the APY of 1,254%. That's beautiful. And that's one thing that we need to take in consideration, that documentation beats conversation. The price action. From the beginning, in our presentations, we said the only thing we should focus on is that compounding number. That through time, it will outperform the price action. And for those that believe that and stay the course, it will prove itself over and over again to you. Now, I'm going to take this step and have Sarah come forth, because in our Telegram and in DM messages, people have been talking to us about the compounding element. When we did present, one of the things we talked about was the worst case scenario protocol. worst case scenario rationale. How we viewed this risk in the worst case scenario. We all know that DAI is backing the LGNS. For every LGNS that's created, there's one DAI that backs it, which means that the price can never go below the value of DAI. Now, DAI is a stable token. And if you look it up, it's pretty solid. Many believe to be the third strongest stable coin that's out there. But of all the stable coins, it's the one that is decentralized. And that's what brings its value to Origin LGNS. So I'm gonna pass it to Sarah, as if we were doing our presentations from the beginning, to talk to you about what I call the soft pillow. And that is the worst case scenario rationale. To you, Sarah.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave. Hello, Origin family. It has been a long time. This feels good to kind of dust off the old presentation skills. Mark, as the host here, do you want to go ahead and go to your back office to the calculator if you're able, or grant me screen share ability?
Yes, let me let you share your screen, and you should be able to do so right now. And welcome to the call also.
Thank you for having me.
And let's see if you can do that. You should be able to. There we are.
Yeah, perfect. Can everybody see this screen here?
Yes.
Awesome. So the worst case scenario rationale. For those of you that have been with us for some time now, you've seen this time and time again in our presentation. For those of you that are newer to the Origin family, first of all, welcome. I'd like to take the opportunity to review this. As Dave mentioned, we've gotten a lot of private messages and requests in the Telegram to kind of reiterate the compounding. We all know what compounding interest is, right? Einstein calls it the eighth wonder of the world. It's magical in its own sense. But I want everybody to really understand and really take this point home. For me, I'm personally very visual. So hopefully this will assist some of you in the understanding of why we're so excited about the compounding. Not necessarily the market value, but the compounding and the purpose and result of it. I have here on the screen, and this is the calculator that's right on our dashboard when you're a member. I have 87 LGNS. This represents, based on current market value of $11.49, an initial deposit valued at $1,000. 1,000 divided by 1149 will give us 87 LGNS to start. When I look at time, focus on the time component. When I look at a 7-day turnover, I go from 87 LGNS to 91. That's not that great, right? But as I bring this out, you'll see here, is that updating for you guys? There we go. Okay, my screen was lagging. Sorry about that. 87 LGNS after 1 month now turns into 107 LGNS. Okay. 6 months out, 87 LGNS, now to 314 LGNS. This next one is where I really want you to see. Initial deposit of $1,000 today at the current market value gives you a potential of $13,504. That's great. I don't think anybody would scoff at a 13x, right? But this is the takeaway and the point and the power of the compounding. As I progressed through those time periods of 7 days, 1 month, and so on, you saw an incremental increase. As we went through, those increases from time frame to time frame grew exponentially. The takeaway here is that when you're talking about compounding interest, you need time. So when we started a 7-day at 91 LGNS and we bring that out to a 1 year, we now have 1,174 LGNS. Now, a lot of people have expressed concern with the market value. This is why I personally am not concerned and why I joined this protocol, because once this sunk in, it was a no-brainer for me. This was an absolute risk over reward, and I was taking the risk. Starting at a $1,000 deposit, worst case scenario, and I personally, again, this is just my humble opinion, but I personally don't see the market value going to $1. But if it did, guys, Worst case scenario, I still have right here $1,174. I'm not in the red. I'm still in the black. I'm still in profit. And that is a direct demonstration of the power of the compounding. That's what I want everybody to focus on. Let's not focus on the market value and where it is and where it's going. Look at the power of the compounding. With that, back to you, Mark.
Awesome. That was amazing. That was amazing. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to bring Doc on as well. And he and I have both been in the project now going on just about 6 months. And I wanted to hear your point of view of everything, especially when you compare it to many of the other projects that we've done over the years and the other projects that we see out there in the marketplace. And Doc, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me, Mark?
I can. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I want to thank and I appreciate all the comments that came from the people who spoke previous to me. Sarah touched on something that is really important that I want to highlight starting off, and that's time. One of the things that I've been telling my team member, again, like Sarah just stated, you have to give this system time. Being a trader for over 7 years, if you take some losses and you quit, you would never get to the point to where you start to learn how the market works and how it flows to be able to leverage the market to be able to make money. With this opportunity, Bart, we haven't seen anything. We've been in this space combined probably 30, 40 years. I think you've been in a lot longer than me. I've been in since Bitcoin was at $1,200. And to be able to go through all the ups and downs, you get a chance to earn while you learn. But more importantly, even if you do take losses in this space, you learn from that and you learn what is a good opportunity versus what is a bad opportunity. The fact that this gives you, and I want to point out a few key things, highlights that you should always remember when it comes to this project. This project is, first of all, it's transparent. Number one. Number two is decentralized. Number three is one of the few opportunities out here that you can truly compound. So like Sarah said, and like others have said, it doesn't matter what the price of the coin is because compounding is going to overtake that over the period of what? Time. We have money in retirement plans, the stock market, but to be able to have this type of control of your capital, to be able to compound it at the rate that we're being able to compound it, to be able to benefit from sharing this with people who need this opportunity, who operate in this space, like Mark just indicated, we have not seen an opportunity that comes as close. And I'm not giving out any guarantees. I want you guys to hear me clearly. That comes as close to a guarantee that you can get in this space. Nothing that we've seen in all the years that we worked this space. And we worked some projects that took us to 6 and 7 figures. But we've never seen an opportunity that gives us what Origin is giving us today. And I'm super excited, like you said on the onset of this presentation, Mark. This is the best time to actually buy. We signed up several new team members this week. Some old team members, one actually put in 20K. You guys, people recognize what we have here because there's other opportunities that doesn't even come close, and they're good opportunities that comes close to what we're seeing here with this. So we want to encourage you. Listen, one of the things that happened before I close, I'll say this. One of the things that happened in the market space is that it's a term that they use called smart money and dumb money. Now, what is smart money? Smart money is the people who have the diamond hands, that know how to hold on over a course of time to let the process be the process and mature so that the compounding effect can do what it's designed to do. In addition to that, let Origin go through all their protocols on their white paper to get us to where they're trying to go with their hallmark A token. And to me, you guys, once you understand that and do a deep dive if you have to and have some what we call huddles with your team members to get a better understanding, review the material, because once it clicks, you will understand that we have a life-changing opportunity and you are in complete control of it. So Mark, I want to it's so much I could say about this project. As you know, this has become the pillar of everything that we're involved in, and we believe in multiple streams of income, but we're not going to raid something that we know is a platform, A plus platform, and pull money from that to go into some other platforms that are not producing at the rate, at the convenience, at the I would say the authenticity that we have seen with Origin, that has established itself for over a year now with this platform and 4 years with their previous platform. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to take a deeper dive. If you have extra money that you can put into the project when the token is low, it would be a wise thing to do so. And we're just excited about the future and what we see with this particular project. So I'm going to give it back to you.
All right, Doc, I really appreciate that. I'm going to bring on one of our other leaders, and that is Mr. Peter. You may have heard him on previous calls, and hopefully, Peter, you're in a place where you can say hello to everyone. Welcome to the call, sir. And you should be able to unmute yourself right now. Peter, check your microphone. There you are. Welcome.
Yeah. Sorry if there's some background noise. I was multitasking. I went to the gym here. As you all know, health is wealth as well. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but everything that's said is true, and I'm super excited being part of this. What I want to share that can be very exciting for some people. We don't throw around numbers and figures when it comes to income, but here's the fact with me. I've been involved for about 5 months now, approximately 5 months building, I would say. So I'm a builder, but one of the things I want to say, what I love about this platform, you don't have to be a builder to create a good income passively here, which I think is amazing. But I'm a builder as well. And it took me about 5 months to create an income that is basically puts me only from Origin, puts me in the 5% of, the highest income earners in US. If you Google 5% in US, where the top 5% make a year annually, that's where Origin puts me in just 5 months. Obviously, this is something that is not guaranteed for everyone because it's based on performance and work. I created a pretty large team. I've been working very, very hard with it, but I think it's astonishing to see that in only 5 months, and this is the kind of money that some people would say, I'm going to retire. I'm not there. I have very, very high goals personally, but I think it's pretty impressive. Not what I personally done, but what the platform has allowed me to do in only 5 months. So, I just want to leave you at that. And thanks again for hosting the call. And I've been missing those calls, so this is great. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Peter. Really, really appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call, I want you to know that we're going to be revving things up a bit. We are going to remodel the overview presentation, which will include a bit of the reward program so that people can truly see the potential. And if you're on this call right now and you've got goals for this project that you have not attained yet, you might want to dig in with us. You might want to follow our lead. I believe in the copy-paste marketing. You see a great post, you simply copy and paste it and put it out there on your social media. You can, if you really want to go to the next level, you do what the leaders do, and you do calls yourself. Look at the leaders. Look at what they're doing. They're commenting on the calls, they're holding calls, they're doing presentations, they're reaching out to people. On my image, I talk about code and community. Right now, we live in a new day and time. We've got access to the entire world right through the palm of our hands on our smartphones. And the reach that we have today, our parents could only dream about it. Make sure that you utilize that. Reach out to people, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you just have to get to the point where you aren't concerned or overly concerned about what people think. Everybody's going to have an opinion, but that has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with me. We can consistently get our message out, share the good news of this project, Get the information in front of people so they can make a decision for themselves, and then sit back and watch and see what will happen for you and your family. To be able to create a life-changing income in just 4 or 5 months is unprecedented, is absolutely unbelievable. And we have many people in our community who have already done that. And so maybe you have to step up your game. Maybe you have to do some things that you haven't done before. Maybe you have to look beyond yourself or go beyond your comfort zone in order to get to that next level. You just have to ask yourself, is it worth it? What would your life look like if you could 10x your income, if you could 5x your income, if you could create some perpetual income for many years to come? Is that worth the effort? Is that worth the time? I believe it absolutely is, ladies and gentlemen, and we're all positioned in a great place. Before the A coin comes out, when that coin comes out, people are going to be looking. They're going to want to know, how can they get involved? They're going to want to learn as much as they can. One of the things that's so interesting about this platform is that when we introduce this to people, we are elevating them on multiple levels. We're putting them in the position to elevate their finances. And so when we spend time with people, onboarding them, explaining things to them, we are enriching their lives, ladies and gentlemen. And whenever you give like that to others, it has to come back to you. That's the law of reciprocity, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what we do here. We help people elevate their lives and their finances using this decentralized platform. I was talking to people the other day, and people don't understand that economics and finance is changing because of decentralized finance. As time goes on, we're going to see the things that the protocols and the systems that used to exist, they're not going to exist anymore because they're going to be taken over by decentralized finance. And you and I are at the beginning of that, and we have information that most people know nothing about, and we absolutely want to not be selfish with that information, and we want to share that with others. So hopefully this information makes sense to you tonight. Hopefully you got something out of this. We are so excited about this project, and man, we are looking forward to an amazing future, especially going into our peak season, which is September all the way through December. So make sure you get plugged in. If you want to go to that next level, take advantage of the copy paste information, be consistent on the calls, and consistent to share the program with others. Now,